Here we go. Special meeting, North Smithfield Town Council, January 26th, 2022. Madam Clerk, will you please lead us with prayer and a pledge?
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Hey, probably can't. Councilwoman Alves, can you hear us?
Yeah.
She's here. Councilman Corvo?
Here.
Here. All right, tonight there is no open forum, but tomorrow there will be a public hearing, so if anybody wants to speak tomorrow's hearing, that'll be your opportunity to speak. So tonight, we're just gonna move right on to, first agenda item, proposed amendments to the North Smithfield Code of Ordinance, chapter 13, salaries and wages. This is a first reading. We're gonna have two, one at a time. So, salaries and wages, first reading, discussion by council, what other action? Karen, do you want to explain to us what we're gonna be doing, what the changes that we're gonna make?
Karen actually wants to hear that they can be better from here. Because I asked her to.
So there were 5 new positions that the union negotiated on when we are in the process of ratifying the contract. Okay, so the 5 new positions are a foreman position in highway, benefits and payroll coordinator in finance, a clerk/recycling coordinator in highway, a kennel assistant in highway/animal control, and a tax collection specialist in collections/finance. So these 5 positions were negotiated through the union when we were bringing up the contract.
Zigliotti, everything appear to be in order with you?
Yeah, the only other thing I would ask them to do, the other changes is the other changes in red on the proposed amendment.
Okay,
Just so the council is aware, would you go over the why the other items
the other changes
are in red
are in red.
and want to be amended as well?
Okay, on the first page, there's an assistant planner/GIS analyst. That was a new position that was created back in, forgive me, I'm sorry. Back in 2013, and the ordinance was never updated, charter was never updated. The benefits and payroll coordinator you see is new in this contract. Tax collection specialist is new in this contract. There was also in the police department, they added a patrolman, senior 5 years or more. Again, that was never updated in the charter. The foreman supervisor was done back in 16. That was never updated. Clerk and recycling coordinator is this contract. The heavy equipment operator, that was also back in 16. That was never updated in the charter. The maintenance supervisor, Parks and Recs, again in July of 16, that new position was never updated. Parks and Rec coordinator, that was a new position as well. That was never updated. Animal control supervisor, another position that was created in July of 16, and the ordinance was never updated. And the kennel assistant part-time, that's the new position with this current contract. And on the longevity, you'll see it's police is in red. That was just a typo. It said longevity municipal personnel when it should have said police.
Go over the amounts, the changes in the amounts that are in red, and percentages that are red that are result of the 2022.
All the salaries in red for fiscal year 2022 represents a 2% increase that was negotiated in this contract that we're trying to ratify.
Okay, anybody have any questions? Questions? Okay, this is the first reading. I will not take action on it. So we're gonna move on to the next item. Chapter 13, law, classification plan, section 13-40, class, titles, and pay grades. In chapter 13, article 8, administrative, clerical, and fiscal groups, section 13-141, 13-142, 13-143, and chapter 13, article 8. Highway sections 13-167.1 and 13-167.2, 13-168, 168.1, 13-169.1, 13-169.2, 13-170, 13-171, 13-172, and 13-173. Once again, this is the first reading.
Mr. President, I would just have, Mr. Revere, review those changes because they reflect the changes in the pay ordinance. That.
Yep.
Walk us through the, and the reason why I'm doing that is Mr. Revere is the one with the hands on the button that made these changes over 2-3 days ago. It helped us get these updates on paper.
So you'll see on page 13-12, in red, the assistant planner, GIS analyst, that was never updated. So we're putting that in there. The new position, benefits and payroll coordinator and tax collection specialist, is new with this contract. We removed the animal control officer because that became the animal control supervisor. So we replaced that. On page 13-13, we added the foreman, which was never updated, the foreman supervisor. And here's where we put in the animal control supervisor. With this current contract, we added the kennel assistant that was negotiated in, and we added back the parks and recreation supervisor from back in 2016 that we added. And driver, some of the categories were, they listed multiple positions. It was light equipment operator / driver / laborer. It wasn't real clear what they were. So we went in and we specified it to our contract. So we have a driver, they're not new, we're just cleaning up the verbiage. And we have a mechanic / driver. Again, that's not a new position, but we do have one employee that is their title. And then with this current contract, we're adding the clerk / recycling coordinator. So some of the positions are new, some of them we're cleaning them up so they will match the contract. Actually, and then if you go down to 13, page 13-31, you'll see where we're adding back in the position that was added in 2013, Assistant Planner / GIS Analyst. The new position, the Benefit / Payroll Coordinator, that was negotiated in with this contract, along with the Tax Collection Specialist that was negotiated in with this contract. And lastly, if you turn to page 13-33, you can see where we cleaned up the titles and we added the equipment operator, which it wasn't clearly labeled prior.
1334.
Oh, yeah, 1334. Again, cleaning up the verbiage, heavy equipment operator, foreman supervisor, that was added back in 2016. And then we cleaned up the verbiage so it matches our contract, mechanic / driver. The driver, again, just cleaning up verbiage. New position, clerk / recycling coordinator. The animal control supervisor, which was added in 2016. The kennel assistant, which was negotiated in this current contract. And the Parks and Rec supervisor, which was added back in 16. Added that in here to represent our contract.
Yes, Mr. President, that represents the first reading on all the changes to the updates, whether they are changes as a result of the new past contract.
Okay, all right, I'd like to solicit said first reading. Tomorrow night, there will be an opportunity for a public hearing if anybody wants to be heard. But it's not tonight. And we'll do the second reading and we'll vote on it tomorrow night. Anybody, before we adjourn, does anybody have any questions? Any of the council members have any questions?
I just want to make a comment. Gentlemen, ladies, you've been very patient in this process. I know it's long overdue, but I can say it's come to a
President, I'd like to comment. I would personally like to thank Karen Bernardino, associate technicians who went back to the archives to make these updates and changes, current changes. Let's go back into come up with dates and times, just so this is now clean. Moving forward.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. If nobody has anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a second? Second. Roll call. No. All in favor? Aye. Keep Corvo. Second.
second.